guys, I'm Sarah. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing another tag video. This is another Christmassy tag that, like the Nativity tag I did last week or a week or two ago. Anyways, whichever one, I'll leave a link to it in the description in case you missed it. Like that one, I never ever got around to doing that one because I was usually either late or on a hiatus in December, so I thought I'd do it this year. Yeah, I'm doing kind of like 2 tag videos close together. I try not to do that, but oh well, here we are. And I don't have any other video ideas right now, so, or anything else ready, so I'm just gonna go with this one. And also, like, I have my shelves all decorated for Christmas and everything, so might as well utilize it by doing another Christmas tag themed video. And that is the Carol of the Books tag, which was created by Holly from Lovely Day with Holly. This just looks like, yeah, it's different prompts that are based off of songs or lyrics in songs of like Christmas songs and stuff. So yeah, we're just gonna jump right in with the first one, and that is It Came Upon a Midnight Clear, a nighttime scene on the cover. Yeah, and for this one, I decided to go with a volume from Yona the Dawn. That is volume 27. It is a nighttime scene, obviously. Otherwise I wouldn't be using it for this prompt. But yeah, I really like this cover. It's one of my favorites in the series. Just Hawk and Jiha and Owl, the little squirrel, just chilling and hanging out. And yeah, I really like this one. O Little Town of Bethlehem, set in a small town. So I went with this series, which I do have a physical copy of this book, but it's in a box under my bed, and I didn't want to have the hassle of trying to get it out. So here's the picture instead. That is the Faith, Hope, and Love series by Michaela Bush. There are 2 collections in this series. The first one, volume 1, is 3 novels. It's the whole trilogy. The second one is a short story collection. So yeah, I really enjoyed this one. It's Christian contemporary, mostly romance. There's some other things in there, but yeah, it's Christian contemporary romance. I really enjoy this series. I really like Michaela's books. She's one of my favorite authors, and it is set in a small town in Pennsylvania. So I thought it fit for this prompt. I didn't know, like, I'm sure there's some fantasy ones that are technically set in a small town, but I couldn't really think of any, so I just decided to highlight this one instead, since contemporary, like, small town romance type books seem to be like a thing. I don't know if it's like a subgenre now. I really don't know. But yeah, small town romance thing seems to be a big thing contemporary, so that's why I decided to highlight this one. Joy to the World, a global setting. So I don't really have any, I actually have quite a few globetrotting books, but I decided to go with the Ilyon Chronicles as a whole, but also specifically book 4, Exiles, because they do go, throughout the series, they go to multiple different places throughout Ilyon. As you can see, it's a pretty big world from the map. So they go to pretty much everywhere, but this one specifically, I do remember they go to at least 2 different places. Like, they go to talk to, like, the Cretes and the Giants and stuff, and then they meet some other people and stuff, so they kind of travel around a lot in this one specifically. The King's Scrolls is another one where they do, but generally throughout the whole series, they're kind of going everywhere around the whole world, so I figured it was close enough, but I didn't really want to hold up all 6 books, so I just picked the one where I felt like, you know, I haven't shown this one in a bit, and also, I think they do globetrot in this one a little bit more than some of the other ones. Silent Night, an element of silence in the story. This one was really hard to come up with. But I did come up with one which, I can't fully describe why. I can kind of give a little bit of a hint, but it is somewhat kind of, it's not really a spoiler, but it kind of could be considered one. Anyways, that's A Thieving Curse by Selina or Gonzalez. One of our characters, Alex, I'll just say Alex, he has a magical curse on him that keeps him from being able to speak in full about it. So it's kind of an element of silence because he has been silenced from giving his own testimony of what happened in a certain situation. That's all I can really say without spoiling it any more than that. This is Beauty and the Beast retelling. It's the first in a series. It's amazing. I love this book. I really need to reread it sometime, but I haven't yet. But anyways, that's beside the point. But yeah, so there's kind of an element of silence around that, so might be stretching the prompt a bit, but I thought it was a creative way to go with it, so that's what I'm going with. I saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus, a married couple, main character or characters. I'm going with the whole series again. Again, I'm just holding up the first book because this is the only one I own. That is the Elven Alliance series by Grayce. Throughout this whole series, all of these couples are in marriage of conveniences. So, or marriage of alliance. I'm not really, does a marriage of an alliance go into the marriage of convenience trope? Does anyone know? I don't know if those two are like, it's the same thing. I mean, like, I guess convenience could be seen as an alliance, or the other way around, the alliance could be seen as convenience. But yeah, I don't know if that's really the same thing. But anyways, either way, all of these main characters are married into alliance type relationships, so all the main characters are married. So yeah, this was the only one I could think of where the main characters are married, like, throughout the whole series, and it does, you know, it's not a spoiler, like, say characters get married later on in a series or something, but that could be considered a spoiler. I didn't want to do any of those because I have some series that do that, but this one was the only one where you know up front that they're all marrying people, like, right off the bat. So, yeah, that's why I decided to go with this one. I couldn't think of any others. If there are any others, let me know down below in the comments, especially if they're, like, fantasy type ones. But yeah, because most of the other ones I could think of were they got married later in the series, but that could be considered a spoiler. So, Way in a Manger, set on a farm or including a farm animal or animals. So this one, again, was kind of hard, which is kind of strange because my family and I were homesteaders, so it's kind of odd that it's like, I don't really have that many books with like farming or farm animals in them, or at least as a major theme. But then I remembered in Crown of Shadows, which is the first book of the Court of Midnight and Deception trilogy, which is the second trilogy in the Magifor Supernatural Universe series by Shea. Yeah, that was a lot of words. In this one, I do remember the main character, Layla. Her mom and her stepdad, they have a hobby farm. And so they have, like, chickens and a donkey. That may be it. But they do have a hobby farm. So they have some animals. And it was the closest thing I could find to, like, an actual real life, this is a farm type thing. Strangely enough. But yeah, so I decided to go with this one. I haven't really highlighted this series specifically too much out of all the Magifor books, but yeah, really love this. The first book of this one was a little hard to get through, mainly because of, like, the Fae politics and stuff like that. I'm not really a political intrigue type girl, so, and the Fae were also, like, extremely petty. That took a minute to get used to. But anyways, still really enjoy this overall. The next two books are amazing. So, but yeah, but her parents do have a hobby farm, so I thought I'd go with that. I'll Be Home for Christmas, a character trying to get home. This one was another hard one, because most of the time characters in these fantasy books that I read and stuff are running away from their home, and they end up having to build a new home somewhere, so it's not like they're running to home. But in this scenario, in this story, they are desperately trying to get home, and I picked the second book because I thought the title fit. That is The Desperate Quest by A.M. Sohma. This is the second book in the second Age of Retha series, and in this one, these characters get trapped in a video game, and they are desperately trying to get out and go back home. So, I mean, that's literally the basis for the whole series, but in this one specifically, our main characters do end up, or our main character Kit and her little crew, they do end up meeting more people who are desperate to get out, so that's why I decided to choose the second one as opposed to either the first or the third one, which technically the whole series is about them trying to get out of this video game, so. But yeah, this one specifically really highlights the desperation of it all, so I went with this one. We Three Kings, featuring a trio of main characters. This one's way harder than I thought it would be to find, because most books I read are like either 2 points of view or multiple, like it's over 3. So, yeah, or it's, no, just 1 point of view. But this one does have 3 eventually. I flipped through the whole book. The third point of view doesn't start until near the very end of this book. And I don't know what's going on. I keep sneezing, but I dust my books, so that can't be the problem here. Anyways, this one I decided to go with 3 points of view. Because the third character, like I said, his point of view more shows up near the end of the book, but then it does continue to 3 character viewpoints throughout the rest of the series, so I'm just going with it. That is Let Them Hear by Makenzie Gray. This is the second book in the Midnight Hours series. This is a Christian dystopian end times series. So, yeah. But like I said, the one character, his point of view doesn't come up until like the very end of this book, but throughout the rest of them, books 3 through 5, his point of view is also there, so there's still 3. So, yeah, I decided to go with this one. I thought the first book had it, but it doesn't. It only has 2 points of view. So, yeah, I'm going with from books 2 to 5, have 3 points of view. 12 Days of Christmas, 12 letters in the title. This one, I went through several books trying to find 12. They were usually either under 12 or they were like 13 characters. There's apparently not that many books with 12 characters in the title, but I finally found one that I haven't talked about recently, because I did find another one, but I think I had talked about the book recently, and you know, I try to rotate what books I talk about, but this one fits, and that is Freedom's Echo by Angela Dorsey. This one has 12 letters in the title, I think. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, exactly 12. I mean, I'm assuming we're not counting the apostrophe. So, you know, it says letters, not other extraneous details. So, we're just gonna go with this one. But yeah, this is my favorite in the Freedom trilogy. Yeah, this is middle grade horse adventure series with kind of a supernatural angle to it. And yeah, I've always loved this book. So yeah, I was very happy to be able to highlight this one, and also that it had 12 letters in the title, because there weren't many that I had that did. In the bleak midwinter, set in wintertime or with snow. So I went with this one because this is set on a magical island that is controlled by a winter spirit, so it's like always snow, always icy. That is Winter, White, and Wicked by Shannon Dittemore. The cover is like really hard to show on camera because it's so shiny. Yeah, this is a fantasy. This definitely has snow, ice. Like I said, we have a winter spirit. It looks very cold. It feels very cold reading this book. Yeah, so I decided to go with this one for that prompt. It also has a sequel. Have I read it yet? No, I have not. That is a sore spot. We're not going to talk about that. Because I bought it like 2 years ago and I still haven't read it. Because it came out in 2023. I pre-ordered it. It's now almost 2025 and I still haven't read it yet. Anyways, but we're not going to get into that. But yes, this one is definitely very snowy though. Blue Christmas, an all blue cover. I chose the Princess Dangerous Wish for this because she is wearing a blue dress. The spine has blue, and the back cover is pretty much all blue. This is the most blue book without any other, like, darker colors, because I think the other one I could have gone with was A Dance of Rebels by Michaela Bush, but that one also has lots of black in it, so I wanted to go with mostly one that was blue, and this was the closest one I could think of. And also, it's a gorgeous cover anyways. I love highlighting these covers because they're just so pretty. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, a plot that deals with bullying. This one, I don't even really know if this counts. It's kind of bullying, at least bullying elements are in here. This Superman smashes the Klan. This is a graphic novel. They do show some flashbacks of when Superman was a child and like his powers were developing, that he did kind of get bullied a bit. Roberta, the other main character in here, she and her brother kind of get pushed around a bit for being Chinese American and stuff. There's a lot of talk about like racism and stuff in this graphic novel, which is basically a type of bullying. It's a very extreme type of bullying, but so I don't know. It's kind of like, it's not really like a bullying story, but in a way, with the whole concept of racism and stuff, I guess it kind of is. So. And there were, like, those few flashbacks with Superman as a kid. So, yeah, I just decided to go with this one for that because I couldn't think of anything else, for one. I don't even know if I have any other books where bullying is a huge theme. So, yeah. So I went with this one. Hark the Herald Angels Sing, Portrayal of the Spiritual World. I decided to go with a spiritual warfare book for this one. And I chose Angel Eyes by Shannon Dittemore. I probably should have chosen another book in the series, since I think I show this one a lot. But anyways, this one has the prettiest cover in my opinion, so we're just going with this one. It's a Christian book. Love this series. One of my favorites. And yeah, so also we deal with a lot with angels in here. And I think, yeah, the beginning of the second book talks about when the main character, Brielle, goes with her boyfriend and his guardian to church at Christmas. And they talk about that, so kind of fits for this time of year. That's more the second book than this one. But yeah, this one's also set, is it winter or fall? I forget which one, but it's pretty cold in this one too, so fits for the winter season. It's the most wonderful time of the year, a story that manipulates time in some way. I don't normally get into like time travel-y type books, mainly because I find the time travel very, not very either well explained or like in any way where it actually makes sense. But I came up with 2 for this one, where it's kind of time is manipulated in certain ways, and they're both very different. The first one is Orange. This is a manga series. I am not going to try to pronounce the author's name, but that is who wrote it. And in this one, no characters themselves time travel, but we have time traveling letters. Which is a very unique element. Basically, this girl, Naho, she begins 11th grade, and she receives a letter from herself 10 years in the future? Yeah, 10 years in the future, telling her of certain things about how she has to save her classmate Kakaru's life. So yeah, it's basically time-traveling letters, and a lot of things go down with it. This is a very sweet, also very emotional read. I really love this series. It's actually, I think it's the only contemporary manga that I actually really enjoy and would reread. And then the other one, I decided to do 2 for this prompt because I came up with this one afterwards and I wanted to spotlight it. And that is A Superhero Ever After by H.L. Burke. This is the second book in the Superhero Romance Project series. In this one, it's a Groundhog Day situation. So another time manipulation thing where the main character, Glint, gets stuck in repeating the same day over and over again. So he thinks a supervillain's involved, but now he just has to find them and ferret them out and get to his actual wedding, because it's always the day before his wedding that's repeating. And he's like not having any of it anymore. So yeah, another time manipulation one that's a little different than just time travel, so that's why I wanted to feature this one as well. And the last prompt is Carol of the Bells, a plot where music is a key element. Again with this question. Like, I think the last 3 tags, this one being the third, that I've done have included a book with a musical element. Like, that is a weird, like, coincidence there. And 3 times I've been like, seriously? I think I've almost used every single book I know of that has music as a key element. Thankfully, I have another one to do so that it's not a repeat of the first 2 that I did. And that is Where the Last Verse Ends by Michaela Bush. This is a Christian contemporary romance. It's a novella. It's the first of a new series. I think it's the Bethlehem Bell series. I believe that's the series title. This one is also a Christmas novella, and it deals with music because the main character, I forgot her name. Anyways, the main character, as you can tell from the cover, she has a guitar, she's a guitarist, she sings, and she's also, her friends are trying to hook her up with a local lead, I think he's a lead singer of a local band. So, yeah, there's definitely with all of them being musicians, there's a big music element. So I went with this one because, again, what is with all the music prompts in these tags? It's getting a little ridiculous. So yeah, that's it. Those are all the prompts. Those are all the books. I'm not going to tag anybody in this one because, again, we're kind of running late. By the time you guys see this video, it'll be like the week before Christmas. So, yeah, a lot of people are not going to have time to film anything, besides which I think most people have probably either pre-filmed it or are going to film this one. If not, and you see this tag for the first time through my video, feel free to consider that I tagged you. And be sure to mention that in your like description or something so I can find your video and watch it. But yeah, I'm not tagging anyone specifically, but if you see this and you want to do it and you want to say someone tagged you, you can say I did. I'm cool with that. As always, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you next time. Bye!